everybody. So I thought for today's demonstration, we were going to make a cake topper. Now, I've already designed the cake topper, but I will talk about how I designed it. And only reason why I've already designed it in advance is because I actually designed it for a friend whose baby is about to turn one. So I don't, I was going through the process of what she liked and didn't like, and I couldn't really do that live filming because she wanted tweaks to what was done. So, um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over. I'm going to show you the designing side of it. It's just going to be a cake topper that uses the cardstock. I will be utilizing just a clear acrylic skewer. I just picked this one. This one's one I've had up for ages. I could cut it on my machine here, but I think I got this one either from like Laser Blanks or somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember everything. I've had it for a while. But we are just going to be working with a selection of cardstock. I've just got a whole bunch of different colors here that I think I'll be using. I just pulled it from my shelves. And yeah, we're going to go forward and conquer. So I will be using for reference, I'll be using the Explore 5 today. So it'll be smooth cutting, fast cutting, everything. The project I'm going to be working on is a one cheeky monkey cake topper. So I don't go as detailed as what some of these other cake topper makers do. I don't do like 4 layers of each layer of each element, but I do build it up with some foam tape as well. So I'm just going to go into the customize section. Uh, don't tell me what my machine is doing with all of these videos. So essentially what I have here is I've got a couple of different elements. So I have the name element. I'm just going to group them so I can move them around. So I've got the name element. I'm actually cutting the monkey because I think it's just going to be a little bit too detailed for me to do the layered options. We also have the one cheeky monkey part. We've got some palm trees, some leaves to go around it, some print then cut bananas. Got a bunch of them because I can just put them in different places. And then we've got our background. So essentially what I did is I started with the log, I guess, here and the trees, and then kind of built up from there. So what you can see behind it is that I have done a few offsets to be able to get the item where I want it to be. So you can see here that I created the log, did an offset of the log so that it has a little bit behind it, it'll stand up a little bit, but it also means that the trees can sit backwards a little bit. So they're in the foreground. Um, sorry, in the background, not the foreground, because my brain is England great today. Then obviously from here, I've then selected both items and then done a full offset around it and duplicated that. So I'll have two. These two gray pieces won't actually be gray. I think I'll do them like almost the same color as his name, Corbin. Um, like just something that won't stand out too much against the rest of it. But then the rest of it just gets layered on. So Corbin's name will get layered here. The one cheeky monkey will get layered down here. And then my print then cut monkey will just sit in there somewhere in between with these leaves kind of around the part sticking out. So I wanted it to look really kind of like jungle themed, and you know, we can put bananas wherever we want to. I can have a banana. Oh, that is not what I needed to do then. Undo. Thank you. I can have a banana hanging at the end of his name. I can replace the banana in his hand if I really wanted to. I can put bananas wherever. So the idea is he's one cheeky monkey, and I'm going to put some bananas in different places and go from there. So we're going to build it up with some foam tape. Hope that makes sense, but you'll see it as it's being created and put together. So what we're going to do is I've got my machine set to my Explore 5, perfectly fine. This machine cuts super fast, so yay. So I'm going to have it set to on a mat. Now I'm going to do print then cut first part. I am going to cut on a glossy photo paper. I just want it to come out like that. And then I've got these. I'm actually going to move the gray objects to that beige piece because I'm actually going to cut it out that same color. So what I'm going to do is going to go move object. Actually, what I should do a lot of people don't realize, select them all. I'm moving them to the bottom of the sheet, and then I'm going to go move object, and I'm going to put it on the beigey one. Now they're at the bottom of the beige sheet, and then I can just rejig them to where I want them to sit so that they save the most amount of space, which that to me is perfectly fine. So I'm going to need for this project, I'm going to need my printed item, which we'll print in a moment, some black, some brown, some yellow, so bright yellow, 2 different greens, and the beige color. So I think I have that. So we're going to hit continue. I'm going to send this to the printer, and I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to send it to my Epson EcoTank. And this is the part that you will not be able to see, but I'm going to run and go and grab that, but I will cut it just on a medium cardstock setting anyway. So I'm just going to grab that from the printer whilst we are here. Come on. Sorry, my printer is behind my desk, so I have to walk around to grab it. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is we are going to come over here. So I've printed it out. I did leave the bleed on. That's perfectly fine. So love the Explore 5 that you can just pull this down. I have my light grip mat. And so I'm just going to apply this to the top corner. Essentially, these have to be roughly half an inch from the edge, which it is. And I'm just going to move him out just a little bit so you can see more. So what we are going to do is press the load button, and he does all of the business for us. So he goes in and out and starts cutting. So he's just checking the grid. Whilst that happens, I'm just going to pull out the other cardstocks that I need. So I know I need black. I'm going to need some brown. I need that beigey color. Nope, that's the color I wanted. Where are you, beige? Which one do I want? Maybe just a light yellow. The light yellow is fine. The dark yellow, and I needed 2 greens. So, trying to figure out which greens I needed. I feel like I need these 2. So they look similar, but they're actually, one's a bit lighter. So all of these other pieces of cardstock, I just pulled anything out because I wasn't sure what I'd need. So these are all the colors. So, you know, these ones are from Kmart, Hazelcraft, God knows where, Hazelcraft, and Hazelcraft. Hazelcraft is my go-to, just as an FYI. It is one of my favorites. So, anyway, we are going to pause this because she cut not in the right area. So I think that's the lighting. So what I'm going to do is we're going to unload. Don't know why he cut wrong. And I didn't even check, but all of it cut in the wrong area. So that is probably as a result of the glossy paper. So that is not the machine's fault. That is my fault. I have got glossy paper, and when you have the wrong lighting around it, the lighting can throw off the sensor. So let's try that bad boy again. Get rid of them. So what I'm going to do, that monkey's no good, is we are going to go in and print it again. So for anybody who doesn't know how to print again, if something happens, you can click back on that mat again. Where it says printed, you can come up here and say send to printer, hit next. Luckily, I've got another sheet of printer paper in there, and hit print. So just whilst that's printing, I'm going to come through and collect that. Won't be a moment. So I've got that one up and cutting again. I'm gonna check to see if he's looking like he's cutting right. What I did is when he started cutting, I just covered the light a little bit coming in from the back of the garage here, just so that it got the sensors right. So that part I forgot to hit play on, but he looks like he's cutting fine. The bananas all look to be cutting in the right place. So I'll stay happy with that. Yeah, he looks good now. Sometimes it happens to everybody. But like I said, it was the light that adjusts the center. So I just covered, like I just sheltered the light from it. So let's remove that. Once again, I don't know if you've seen this before, bend your mat, not your material, because otherwise your cardstock will bend as well. And cardstock bends and keeps its shape. So what you want to do is avoid that from happening. So let me just, and I can use this photo paper again. Do not stress. I will use this photo paper again, as well as the one that stuffed up. I just didn't get to my printer in time to put the other piece of paper back in. So we've got all of those bananas and little guys here attached. So we're going to pop that aside. And I'm just going to go through the process. The rest of it all is just like medium cardstock. And I'm just going to say, remember material settings. So we're just going to go through the process and I'm going to pause in between. So we're going to go black, brown, beige, whatever the color, no, yellow, green, green. And we're just going to cut all the pieces and we'll pause in between so you don't have to watch every bit cut. So we'll get it off to a start. Love how it instant starts. Don't have to press any buttons. Great stuff, Cricut. This is how you do thumbs up. Okay, next one. If I was smart, I'd get another mat down and have the mats ready to go, but I'm not smart. Don't know if anybody hasn't seen that before. You can use your scraper tool to remove those stuck on bits. Load and go. Back again. Some tree trunks. And what is next beige? I said that before, I know. It's not really a beige, but I'm treating it as a beige. It's not really the right color for the project. This is where I'm like torn. Do I go like a proper beigey beige? Nah, it has to be the banana yellow. It has to be like the inside of a banana. I'm sorry. That's the rule. Once again, she's going. All right, this one's at 100%, so it's just finished now. Once again, we're just peeling off the bits we need. Keep. Already big. I don't know why that song's in my head, but okay. All right, so I'm going to be very careful peeling off the bits that I want to keep versus the bits that are just going to go in the bin. The bits that are just going to go in the bin, I'm just going to like use my little scraper tool because I don't care if it gets all like munged up. Is that a valid word? Munged up? Already gave. I don't know why I'm singing my song. All right, so I'm keeping that bit. Now you could use the spatula, so you do get a spatula with your Explore 5. I've never been one to really use a spatula. I use it more as a screwdriver. It doesn't work for me. This is my trick. Nothing, no shade on Cricut. I just am one of those unco people that cannot use it. So I literally just get here and roll it over and pop off the pieces that I want to keep. You can see how it just literally pops it off. Let me just see if I can get the zoomy in version. That's not even that zoomed in. But you can see how it like just lifts and it peels, it pops from the side there. Let's get the monkeys happening. So, I don't know why I went with detailed, but whatever. Probably could have done this in iron-on, but I didn't have iron-on in this color because it's a very unique color, that inside of a banana. Cool, that's them bad boys done. Don't need the inside bits of these letters, so let's get them off. And also, if you don't have your scraper tool handy, ruler gets it all off. What is the next color? Bright yellow. Bright yellow. Yellow. Fun fact, I don't know how fun you think this is, but it's fun to me. My workmates answer the phone with colors sometimes because I am someone who yells yellow as hello. So sometimes they'll be like, green. So these are all the letters that go on to the Corbin and Cheeky Monkey. I'm literally just going to try and group these together with things that they need to go with. So they will all work together. These will work pretty cool together. Upside down, Natalie. Upside down. So that'll go hand in hand. They are the backing. Cake Topper. I think I'm pretty doing good. That's not even English. Pretty doing good. Yeah. So obviously the yellow will go in with this pile because that's the initials. I mean, not the initials, the wording. But we're going to get there. And then we've just got some lighter green and some darker green. It doesn't really matter which one's light and dark, but it actually does. This one first, followed by the next one. Keep it all in order. For today, also, just in case you guys are asking, I will be working with Fairly Arts Craft Glue. You can get it from Amazon. There is a supply in Australia. I always forget the name of them, but I know they're in Kenmore in Brisbane. But that much I do know. It'd be like me and make sure that your glue is actually going to come out, because if you're not like me, you're going to struggle mid-video. And then what else? I'm going to use some foam squares, just some cheap ones I got from the cheap shop. I might have some leftover foam squares from Express It. They did a collaboration with me with their glues and adhesives and stuff. So I might have some spare leftover from that. Don't know. But generally speaking, any foam tape will work. There we go. And then 2 more to cut, guys, and then the assembly is actually pretty cool. If anybody attended our Easter event, or my Easter event, sorry, you'll note that I had an issue with not having glue sticks. You will be proud of me. I went and bought some glue sticks. So just saying, I went and bought, where did I put them? I went and bought just a cheap pack because I don't need anything fancy, but I just got a cheap pack of the Portercraft glue sticks from our local discount store, and they're the long ones, so I'm happy with that. Says that, I mean, they generally work with any 10 watt. I don't even know what wattage my glue gun is. My glue gun is 15 to 25 watt. It'll work. No one even checks that stuff on their glue guns, I don't think. Hands up if you've ever checked the wattage of your glue gun, because I haven't. So yes, very exciting. We just some leaves to cut. Then we'll have some more leaves to cut. And then we can assemble. So yes, these are the foam squares. I've got a variety of different glues and adhesives in this container. I just kind of, that's from my like scrapbooking days. I don't scrapbook anymore. I don't even know why I've kept these clear photo corners, but you know, I'll need them one day. So little hexagon foams, little squares, bigger squares, biggest squares. They're in like 4s. I probably have some tape, some foam tape on a roll, but I just figured I may as well use these little dots, because if you open these up and you don't use them, they actually dry out, which is weird. And then I've got tape runners and stuff. Oh, I do have some squares from Express It, but I haven't opened them, so I'm going to leave them because I haven't opened them yet. I'll use the opened up stuff first. So the hexagons came from Temu by the looks of it because that's the packaging from Temu. So we're going to work with what we have to start with, right? I'm all about reusing that stuff. So let's undo this, unload this. Let's get some trees out, leaves out. I probably could have added some more different types of leaves, like some vines and stuff, but I got lazy in the design process and my friend liked it and hopefully it's going to look amazing. I struggle with the perception of how it's going to look. This one will go really quick. It's only got 2 leaves to cut. Who knows? I might go back and add some more, right? Load that bad boy up. So I'm going to put the leaves to the side. But we're pretty much ready to start assembling. Now, the reason why I have 2 of these is because I'm actually going to sandwich the skewer in between so that it's semi-pretty from the back as well. Come on. Come check this. I don't know why I'm thinking I'm in a TikTok on my own. I'm clearly not in my own TikTok right now. Oh, I cut myself. Keep cutting my fingers, guys. Is that the life of a crafter? I think it is. And 100%. Now, I do that in the car with my husband where we're always trying to guess when the light's going to change. He always gets it, so he should have been out here saying now for me. Just saying. I'll tell him that he failed in his husband duties in doing whatever you would call that game. Sorry, that's just me trying to hang my mat back up so it doesn't get all gross and disgusting. I will hang the lid on it later. Righty. So I kind of work in get out of here. I kind of work in stages here where I will probably start on the wording first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the banana orange into the other banana orange, the banana yellow into the other banana yellow. So we're going to go with carbon. And I cut everything so it was textured side up so that that's an easy way for me to know. And you don't need a lot of glue for this stuff here. So we're going to just put some dabs. Glue doesn't need to come out lots. Bit there. Now, I should use these tweezers. If anyone hasn't used these tweezers from Cricut, they are amazing. They are reverse tweezers, so you actually don't have to squeeze it to hold it shut. They hold shut on their own, and you squeeze it to release. To me, they work awesome because when you're placing something, the last thing you want to do is have to put pressure on your fingers to try and keep it going. So I can like pick it up like that, change it over, put a bit of glue. Sorry, I almost swore then. And then pop it down. Apologies, guys. Yeah. And then we're done. So the cool thing about this glue is it actually allows for a little bit of wiggle room once you've attached it. Oh, this was the right color choice in my opinion. I don't know if you guys can see it, but when you do see it up close, it's going to be amazing. Let me just see if I can zoom you in so you can see more than just like my head when my head comes over. It's probably the closest I can get without it but like, can you see that? Oh, get off my finger. That color combo. It's going to look gorgeous, right? All these little ones. So what I'm actually going to do just to speed up this process, I'm just going to glue all of the letters on because that's going to be the tiresome part of what we're doing. And then I will come back to you guys in a moment. So bear with me. I'll get this done and then I'll come back in a second. All right, now that I've sufficiently pulled my hair out doing that because my eyes are just going crazy, I'm actually going to use some of these like little foam pieces here, and I'm actually going to raise these guys up off the black part a bit more. So I'm going to just pop some on. I do utilize the scissors and cut them down to a better size to fit. That's not an issue. It's just more getting it raised, not being able to see it from like it doesn't, you don't want to peek out, right? So I just cut some of them down sometimes so that still get the height that I want, if you know what I mean. Yummy. So just going to get some there. Now, if I was smart, I probably could have just purchased, you can get colored versions of this tape. I am not that smart, but also it's more expensive. And as a hobby, I don't see the need to spend a lot of money on the colored versions, if you know what I mean. When I can get the same results by just doing some choppy chops. Ugh. Yeah. So, cheeky. Once again, my brain, without going over the top and you guys just seeing head. Here we go. That's cheekies on. The word one is going to be easy. There's not much there. So I'm literally just going to put one here, one there. Oops. The cool thing is you can reposition some of these tapes once you've done it. Third one. Hopefully, I just got to pick it up so I can actually see that it's in line. So what I've done there is created some height. My monkey, let's get the monkey in. I do not know if you can hear that, but there is a motorbike or something driving past, and they are loud. But every time I say that, I listen back to my own video, and then I'm like, oh, you couldn't hear anything. Natalie, you are crazy. What am I? That's right, guys, crazy. So let's just get, could not be bothered cutting that. So we're just getting some height from these foam squares. Like I said, the more the merrier. I'm just using what I've got because I can't go shopping to buy more if I have them still here, unfortunately. I mean, let's be real. Clearly, I went shopping and bought more at some point because that's why I've got so many. So now I can put Corbin on the black part, and then I'm going to raise Corbin up again on the other beige bit. So this one's a bit thicker, but I still want to just keep it in. So let's go. Let's go. I don't know what I'm singing. I think the smaller squares would have been better for this project, but that's okay. I'm here now, right? We're working with what we got. Working not to find what a way to make a living. All right, let's go with that. I probably could put more on. I know I put way more on the other one than this one, but it's fine. It's fine. Cake topper will go on the cake, will get used once, and then it'll get thrown out because he's only going to be one cheeky monkey once, right? Corbin. Corbin. Come on, Corbin. There's an ant there, and I really want to kill it. But the issue I have is that ants smell. Don't know if anybody else can smell them because I'm told that not everybody can smell the smell of dead ant. But I can. And I don't want that in my life. So I'm not going to because then all I'll be able to smell on my fingers is dead ant. Plus he went somewhere. So peeling my N away. Get some Y on there. And then, don't attach to the table. All right. It's pretty golden. That N is hanging on by a thread. Look at that. So I better hurry up and put him on the backing. So once again, I'm going to use the foam, just going to put big squares on, doesn't need little ones now. Come on, give me a second. Alrighty, so now that I've put them on, through the magic of television, I just did it really quickly while I quickly paused because someone tried to call me. Nonetheless, we are going to, get off my fingers. I'm going to pop that down. Forgive me because I'm being very careful because of this N. I need to put my head probably half in front. I mean, I don't have to, but it will happen because that's how I check my stuff is aligned. Shut down. We have it now like really cool layers and it's built up. Already good. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to build this guy up too. This guy needs to be up a bit too. Let's just put some random ones here. Why not just use the rest of this packet? Get rid of that. That didn't even land in the bin. All right. So let's go, Idaho. Sorry. I know this takes a while, and if I wasn't stopping and starting and pausing the parts that were boring for you guys, it would probably take about an hour to do a cake topper, I guess. Just because I'm not a professional. I don't make these for a living. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna have some lunch. So I'm hungry. All right, so built them up. So what I need to do is I'm actually not going to build my trees up. I want to keep my trees low because it's to be in the foreground, the background. So all I'm going to do is use my glue to kind of like glue down everything. So I'm just literally putting glue on where my leaves and my tree will go. And I'm going to glue these bad boys down. And I hope I've got the right ones to go in the right places. And if not, I will figure it out, right? That way a bit. Yeah, that'll do. It's okay for it to go underneath here because that's why I had it so that it would tuck in that way. All right, so I know the one that I do know is that the big one goes in the middle, right? And then little ones, I think they're the same size. So glue them on top. I probably could have gotten some dimension out of it by putting like one of them up higher, but I just could not be. Which way it goes? Yeah, that looks right. Cool thing is the glue is white on the thing and then it dries clear. So I've got my background. She's where I want it to be. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some tape onto this one. Just going to pull out one of these, use some of that here and here. Why not, right? It's not as thick as the other foam tape. Some foam tapes are thicker and some are thinner. This one is a thin one. Oh, get it the right way, Natalie. And let's attach that there. So now he's going to sit upright a little bit. You can see that sits up. So the one cheeky monkey is also going to sit up a bit from there as well. So we're going to raise the one cheeky monkey up, but we're going to get a different foam tape because I don't want the big squares for that. I'm going to use some of this one again. Just build that up. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Oh my goodness, I'm so out of my Miss Rachel era, but just brought that back flooding in. So just going to remove this is the hardest part, is removing the backing off these little bits. The more you put on, the more you have to remove. Remember that, guys. Sometimes if you get the ones in the tape runner, you can just put a strip on. You don't have to do different squares. Yep, stuck, 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 stuck. Yep, I knew I missed one. All right, so my cheeky monkey's going to go on. Apologies every time you see my hair. All right, she's on. She has some dimension. Corbin's going to go on here. He needs to sit up a bit right. Up a bit right. Upright a bit. But I need to note that he only really needs to be attached in the middle. Kind of like here. And I'm going to just base it and move it around. Bottom of that. The back of the N. Trying to determine maybe the middle of here needs one as well. No, it's very inconsistent how I'm doing it, but yep, you're all ready to go. Like I said, it looks pretty cool. Now I can see a bit of one of those, so I'm just going to move it slightly because it is slightly removable. Corbin's up in the trees. Now, a little monkey, he only needs to be a little bit 3D. He's kind of going to go in the middle at the back. I want him to kind of slide in sort of here. So I just need him attached to the stalk of the trunk of this tree. So I'm just going to put some on the trunk. He's only going to be one level up. Because then I've got to put some nanas on here too, guys. Remember, nanas for the win. So I'm putting him slightly in the trunky part here. Where did I have him? There. He can go there. Now he doesn't need to go super high. He's in. He's in the middle. I think his legs are in the wrong place. His legs go there. So he's in the middle there. Got some nanas here that I need to spread. And I got some of these here that I'm just going to kind of like glue in at different places. So let's do them. I don't know what is making noise in my craft room. So I'm going to, probably should have done this before I applied it, because you know when you're in your own head about things, I think I'm going to apply it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some glue in here. No one's going to be able to see it once it's dried, okay? Judge me not, lest you be judged or something like that. I'm going to put that one there. Yeah, that one I'll do. Pop a little glue on the back there. Slide it in. Use my tweezers to really stick him down. It's kind of just going to be a little bit jungly, right? And we're going to do the same on this side. I'm just going to pop the little glue on the back there. Doesn't need a lot of the glue to stick, right? So already so it's going to be there. I'm just using the tweezers to like get under there and just push it down. Any glue will dry. Any glue I get on my stuff will dry. Cool. So now we probably now need to do our nanas. So is this too big for our nanas? Our little squares might be the perfect size for our nanas. Yeah, our perfect size squares for our nanas. So I'm going to pop a nana just in that corner there. And I need a nana in the other corner. Like that. Now, the question is do I add a nana on top of that nana? What do you think? Thinking yes. Do I add dimension though to said nana, or do I just glue it? I can just double glue. Don't overthink it, Natalie. Don't overthink it. Got like 2 nanas and then 1 nana. And put a big square on this one. I reckon I should like put that nana in that. Nah, he's already got a nana in his hands. All these nanas. Look at me go. Got a couple more nanas and then I'm golden. I don't need to use them all, but I probably will. How are we looking with our nanas, you reckon? Do I need to put the other one somewhere? I just feel like anywhere else I put it will just look wrong. Yeah, I'm not going to put the other nana anywhere. I'm a symmetric person. I like symmetry to a degree. And that to me, I don't want to do completely double on the other side. We're done with that. So let's get rid of bits we don't need. That in the bin. All right. I'm going to glue here. Now what we need to do is we need to put our hot glue gun together. So I've got my Shaw Bonder hot glue gun and a PowerPoint right here on the desk. I'm going to tidy up some stuff. I'm going to put these away. I don't need them again. I'm going to put my glue back. And whilst that is loading, I was going to say heating up, I'm going to remove the protective plastic off this off this. I struggle every single time. Doesn't matter whether I've got nails, no nails, bloody what. I always struggle to get this plastic off. And just like that, Natalie stuffed up. Well, I didn't stuff up, I just didn't peel it all in one go, which makes me feel like an idiot. So while the hot glue gun heats up, I'm going to sort of work on my spacing. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my skewer. I want some stability, so I'm actually going to pop the skewer in all the way through the length here so that then I can then glue this bad boy on top. So that is the goal here. And the idea is that you won't see the skewer from the back, right? So that's how our little cake topper is going to look. So just wait for this bad boy to heat up and I'll be back in a second. And just like that, my hot glue gun is hot. So I'm just going to stripe down here. I'm not too precious about how much glue I use now because this girl's got refills finally. All right, so be careful. Do not do me. Do not hurt yourself. Don't make me get the safety advisor out. I mean, I need the safety advisor, but you get the idea. Don't put your finger in it, is what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm sticking that down, but also need another glue stick because, you know, just casually bragged about not needing to worry about that stuff, but I'm at the, oh, he's not quite all the way in. That's all right. So what I'm going to do is I actually, just so that it doesn't pop off, I actually overload this with glue. Like, you probably think I'm obsessive about it, but like, girl, no. And I'm just going to put it everywhere because it's how I do my things, right? Don't judge me, lest you not be judged or something like that. So now I'm putting it on there, I'm lining it up. I'm just making sure everything gets a bit of glue on it, right? It is to be sandwiched in. So try and line it up because I've made them the exact same size as the other beigey piece. It doesn't have to be like closed up. You can have some like separation. That's not an issue. But the idea is to ensure that from the back it looks fine. I just had tweezers, didn't I? And I've got a bit of, get rid of anything that doesn't need to be there. But yeah, this is our cake topper. She's all done and dusted. Exactly what I was hoping for. I'm hoping that my friend enjoys it and that Corbin has a really good party. Hopefully you guys make something similar too. And can't wait to see what you guys make. Oh wow, I don't know how I got so tall just then. But yes, cake topper for the win. Ready for one cheeky monkey. So you got these detailed cake toppers. You do not have to, if something's too detailed for you, you can definitely print and cut it. And that's what I've decided to do in this option. Print and cut bananas. They would have been way too big to try and do. The back looks nice. You can still have it seen from the back. It's not ugly. It's not pretty, but it's not ugly either. So you can't see all the glue or anything. It's all sandwiched in the topper. I don't know. And it's got some dimension, but it's not one of these over the top dimension ones. So it's exactly what she needs it to be. He's one cheeky monkey. It's very yellow, very green, very brown. That's the theme, right? So can't wait to see what you guys make. I'll give you this one. You just need to change the name. If people want to do a cheeky monkey theme, you can remove the saying and put the name down here if you don't want the name up the top. But yeah, can't wait to see what you guys make, create, do whatever. And happy crafting. Bye.